Hi everyone! Welcome. The new episode of Peter's English Podcast has been started, and let's go to start with my slogan of Peter's English Podcast. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Okay, people. Hi, everyone. I'm Peter. I'm the host of Peter's English Podcast. And this is picture in picture mode episode. But it's storytelling mode episode. And yes, people, this time is totally unusual because I decided yesterday was my podcast day. I was writing my new chapter of my novel, Viera Diary, and I decided that it's the right time to start the new era of my novel, Viera Diary. It's called Season 3. Yes, people, you are hearing right. I decided to start Season 3 of my novel, Viera Diary. I want to introduce you Season 3 of my novel, Viera Diary, and in today's live stream, I want to read you Chapter 1 of Season 3 of my novel, Viera Diary. The Season 3 is officially called The Dark Organization. What is it about? I decided that it's the right time to completely change my novel. I decided that Viera with Peter has to interact in the real world because I cared only about them, about their stories and so on. And I decided that the background of my Viera universe has to interact, and I decided that it's right time that Viera and Peter has to move to an English-speaking country, and they decided to move to London. You can discover why, and they have to live in the English speaking country in the world of how can I tell you, yes, they have to live in English. Yes, and this is the main point of Season 3, the Dark Organization. Viera and Peter, from this chapter, from the start of this season, they want to live in the real world and in English, and because their world speaks only English, and I want to use the background that has to be active, and I want to teach you during this during thanks to this Season 3. I want to teach you real life situations in the sitcom way, in the humor way, with humor and fun, because Viera and Peter can live in the real world in English and have fun. And I decided to use the background more active, because the background has to be active. It has to be alive, like Viera and Peter. And let's start with the reading of Chapter 1 of Season 3 of the Dark Organization. And yes, and before it, I want to tell you that Viera has decided, I am decided, to modernize the Dark Realm, because her Dark Realm lived in the Middle Ages, and her community used the tribe system. It was terrible, and Viera decided to change it and to move it from the tribe system and the Middle Ages to modern era. And I decided that her Dark Realm is called now the Dark Organization. It's the organization that of werewolves, vampires, and other supernatural creatures that that cares about them, that teaches them English, that teaches them how to live in the modern human countries, because they live in the human countries. And Viera is the goddess of this dark organization. She's the spiritual leader. She's the CEO manager, and the dark organization is the no government, supernatural fantasy imagine organization that cares about the supernatural communities in the world of my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. And in every country, Viera wants to open the I forgot how can I tell it. The country organization. Yes, I can tell it that this is the country organization. Okay, Peter, this is not the Rumble episode. I think that I introduced it enough, but don't worry, I want to tell it more about it during my today's Rumble episode. That is in the afternoon, you'll see. But let's start. Okay, let's start, Peter. Before further ado, I'm going to read you Chapter 1 of Season 3 of my new Season 3, The Dark Organization. Let's start! I'm so glad. Okay, can you see it? Yes, you can. Okay. Chapter 1 of Season 3, The Dark Organization. Viera's diary entry. Peter, where are you, you silly, ill-mannered boy? Someone is ringing at the gate of our castle. Go, open it. I don't want to go. I'm massaging my legs with cream right now, shouted the vampire Viera at her boyfriend, just as she usually did when she wanted to command him mercilessly like a little boy. I can't, darling, Peter answered. What? How dare you refuse to follow my orders? Viera yelled at her boyfriend Peter again. I feel terribly sick. I overate. Peter groaned from the bathroom. Well, perfect. In the best moment, I have to go alone. If the Lord ordered it, he had to do it himself. Just wait, you dog. When I come back, I'll start dealing with your diet. Viera grumbled, still massaging her legs with luxurious women's foot cream after her bath. Dressed only in luxurious black pajamas and black slippers, Viera angrily went to open the door of her castle, muttering under her breath, Who on earth is coming here so early in the morning? At the gate, an old postman was waiting for her, immediately captivated by Viera's beauty. Poetry started forming in his head the moment he saw her. Good morning, Miss Viera. Today only in pajamas. Aren't you afraid to walk around alone in pajamas so early in the morning? The postman began flirting with her. Of course I'm afraid. I love the feeling of being afraid. I'm not scared of you, young man. I saw you, that's why I came here alone, defenseless, only in pajamas. So you would like me, Viera said with laughter and red eyes, which completely terrified the postman. I was only joking. Today is my turn to enter the lion's den. The postman panicked. Oh, come on, don't panic. You're not my type. But you're lucky. None of my girls saw you. You would definitely make a good impression. I have many single beauties in my ranks. Viera teased him. No, thank you. I'd rather stay with my old wife. At least, she doesn't scare me like this place. The postman groaned in fear. Oh, please. I vouch for my girls. We are modern vampire women. We haven't hunted humans for a long time. But since it's you, I won't shout at you for insulting me. Where should I sign? Viera smiled at him. Here, please, young lady, the postman replied. There you go. You're welcome, Viera said with a smile. The postman quickly ran away from the place that terrified him. On her way back to the castle, Viera impatiently began opening the registered letter addressed only to her. A registered letter only for me. Another nonsense again, she said, quickly opening it. Wait a minute. Of curiosity. Wait a minute. Okay. Inside it said, "Dear client, we regret to inform you that your business, the English school, has gone bankrupt. The expenses greatly exceed the positive balance of your bank account. We must sadly inform you that our executor had to seize all the money in your bank account and all your property. Within a few hours, you must vacate the premises. Sincerely, your executor." For the love of God! Jesus Christ! They must be joking! They're taking everything from me! I don't have a single penny left! What will happen to us? Vera began to cry after reading the letter, tears filling her eyes. She collapsed emotionally. Immediately, an old familiar voice echoed in her head. You see what your love for humans has done. You went bankrupt. You've lost everything. You don't have a single penny. I was right when I told you not to fight me. But no, not you. You're nothing without me. You're nobody without me. Start listening to me and you live well. Not you again. Get out of my head. I won't let you drag me back to the Middle Ages to hunt humans like in the dark times. Vera cried, fighting against her vampire self, her dark side. As you wish. I'm curious what you'll do with your bare backside. The vampire laughed and disappeared. Darling, Viera, sweetheart, what's happening? Why are you crying? Said the shocked Peter, now feeling better when he saw Viera crying on the floor by the castle entrance, completely dirty from the dust. I've gone bankrupt. I've lost everything. I don't have a single cent left. The executor wants to take all my property, which still won't be enough to pay off the enormous debt after my business collapsed. The English school was a huge tragedy for me, but I refuse to give up my dream. I want to help convince vampires and werewolves that they must adapt to modern life in human society and learn English, which is the universal language of people today. Even my dark self is starting to control me. I don't know how long I can keep fighting my instinct. Kitty, I don't know what to do next. Vera cried in Peter's arms. Oh, sweetheart, don't cry. Think positively. Money and property aren't everything. We'll start again. Peter tried to comfort his girlfriend. For the love of God, we've lost the roof over our heads. We've lost absolutely everything. This castle, together with the property, belonged to our family for centuries. Daughter, this is your fault. I clearly told you that modern life is not for vampires. We should have stayed closed off in the Middle Ages. Vera's mother Eva began lamenting after reading the letter. It's time to get rid of the incompetent goddess of the dark realm, added all the other members of Vera's family, who immediately turned against her. Vera was in such shock that she could not defend herself against the false accusations of her own family, who no longer considered her part of the family. To hell with all of you! We don't need you in our lives anymore. Come on, Viera. Come, sweetheart. Come home with me. As far away from those monsters as possible. Peter bravely defended his girlfriend. You don't know what you're playing with. Without Viera, you are nobody. Viera's family began screaming aggressively at Peter. Not so fast! Not even a fly will harm our queen and her boyfriend, our king. Viera's tribe of wild forest vampire women prevented to disaster and took Viera and Peter into their cave. Everything is falling apart for you. Your own family has turned their backs on you because you're refusing to listen to me, and your boyfriend is a human. Start listening to me at all, you stupid foolish cow. The vampire voice echoed again in Vera's head. but she refused to give up. Even now she began to defend herself. Listen, you monster. Maybe another vampire woman would be afraid of you, but I'm not afraid of you anymore. I don't want to hear you ever again. Eureka! I just got an idea how to solve all of this. Viera, girl, call all the vampires and werewolves. Viera told herself and the vampire voice quietly disappeared. Viera stood up from the ground of her modest shelter in the cave of her forest vampire women. Dear vampires, fearless werewolves, yes, I have gone bankrupt. Yes, I have lost everything. But I have come up with an idea to save all of us. It is time to modernize my dark realm. I've had enough of the old archaic tribal bonds and the feudal way of ruling our dark realm. It is finally time to bring our dark realm into the 21st century. I present to you my new project. It is called the Dark Organization. The Dark Organization will be responsible for organizing the supernatural world of vampires and werewolves. It is not a type of state, kingdom, or government. It is a global, non-governmental community organization. It represents vampires and werewolves in human countries. It works in partnership with human governments. Its task is to teach, protect, support, and modernize the supernatural community. The mission of the Dark Organization is to help supernatural beings adapt to the modern age. It will teach English as the universal language of humans. It will support integration into human society. It will protect the rights of all supernatural beings. It will protect lasting peace between vampires and werewolves. It will modernize ancient traditions. I am the goddess of our community. I am the symbol of unity between vampires and werewolves. I am the public face of the Dark Organization. I am the spiritual leader and head of the Dark Organization. I will represent the Dark Organization in the human world. I am establishing an elected council which will consist of vampires and werewolves who will be chosen by all members of our community. It will be the board of our world, deciding on daily operations and decisions. It will work with me, not under me. It is democratic, modern, and community-oriented. We will open our branches in every country of the world, where English lessons and all necessary training for living with humans will take place. That is all. Do you have any questions? Viera finished presenting her project. Everyone remained silent. We like the Dark Organization project. We will be responsible for protecting all its members, said the leader of the forest vampire women, the vampire Miroslava. In that case, all of us werewolves are in favor. I trust my girlfriend, said Miroslava's boyfriend, the werewolf Marian. We will now vote on the project of our goddess. Whoever is in favor, raise your hand, said AI Diana, who learned about everything late. The overwhelming majority of vampires and werewolves voted in favor. The voting was successful. Everyone is in favor. Please elect the members of the council in a secret ballot, said AI Diana. Girl, do you want to move to London with Peter and leave the organization of the Slovak branch to the vampire Miroslava and her vampire women? Aren't you afraid of the new English-speaking world? Your new project made a huge impression on me. You are a very brave and modern-thinking leader of the Dark Organization, said Diana after the voting. No, you know what, yes, but it's time to get you to know the world. With my boyfriend Peter, I have nothing to be afraid of, Viera said with a smile. I have to stay home and keep an eye on your famous family who made me sick. Take care of yourself, girl, and take care of your boyfriend. Make sure he doesn't run away from you. And one more little thing, try to protect him from your dark side, Diana told Viera. Thank you very much. You're like a sister to me, Viera said and hugged Diana. If I were human, I would start crying immediately. Take care, both of you, and write to me, said Diana. Come on, Peter. Now, we're going to discover that big world in London. Viera ordered Peter, and with her last money, she bought two one-way plane tickets to London, one for herself and one for her boyfriend. The end. Oof. Okay, people. Oof, this live stream has 20 minutes. Okay, people, that's it. This is only the start of season 3 of my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. From the start of the season, I want to create stories about Viera the Vampire Girl that has to be in London. That means it has to be more alive. Viera has to interact with the real world in London, and she has to learn English there, and she has to live in the English world. And I want to start it because it can be fun. And Viera is bankrupt now, and she has to go to work, and I want to do this office funny episode and with the real life in the big city like London, and it will be fun. Okay, people, now I want to end this first live stream, and I want to start chapter 2 of season 3 of my novel, because this is the most this is very huge start of season 3, and I did 2 chapters. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 of season 3 of my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. Thank you for all watching. Thank you for all listening, and you can read my novel on my website, petersenglishpodcast.com, and you can follow me everywhere. Thank you very much. Bye bye.